Yes, so welcome guys to another episode of Sporting and Out. I know you guys have missed us because we've not really been shooting there. The league is over, everyone knows about that. But now there's a new competition in town, and that's the FIFA Club World Cup. So we'll be giving you all we think about the particular the tournament and what's going on. What do you think about the tournament so far? Yeah, for me, the tournament so far, it has been exciting, but a little bit one-sided in some games. And we're seeing the top teams from Europe actually um, actually being the dominating the league. So it's just one competition that I'll be looking forward to a lot of games, like games of Real Madrid, Chelsea, Dortmund. Also, we saw a game between Atletico Madrid and PSG. We saw PSG defeating Atletico Madrid. So, what do you think about this tournament? The tournament is being held in United States of America. They are the hosts of the Club World Cup. This particular Club World Cup will be held every for 4 years. Between clubs that win the Champions League in their various continents, or if they like just teams within that perform very well on a high level in the continent. We have the likes of Real Madrid, Chelsea, like we mentioned. For me, it has been underwhelming, to be honest. If we're going to be saying, because the likes of Manchester United, the teams that we really want to see, Barcelona, um, just teams that we really want to see in that competition are not there. So, what do you think about not them? They not being presence of some teams that we need to see not being there. So even players like Cristiano Alvaro dos Santos Ronaldo isn't in the competition. So it's actually gives um a decline in the watch of and the interest and attention of fans. So a lot of people are just looking forward to some certain games because there are some certain games that will be played that nobody will even care to even watch the games because and the only games that I've seen that were fully packed is, let's just say, the first game of the tournament, the opening game, that's Inter Miami's game, and also PSG versus Atletico Madrid. We're still also seeing some empty seats in that stadium. Yes, and the way Inter Miami were how did they didn't really earn their spot to be in that competition. They just earned their spot because of their hosts. And maybe we can say because of Lionel Messi. But even with that, they played the first game, the opening game. That is the game between Al Ahly of Africa and versus Al Ahly of Egypt in Africa versus Inter Miami. That was the first game held, and that game was goalless. What do you think about that game? Yeah, that game was extraordinary. I was actually rooting for the African side, that Al Ali. Them missing a penalty. There was actually a perception of African countries going to the tournament and not scoring even one goal, and that perception was actually being proved by the players. You were given a penalty just to score a penalty. Why would you not score it? Even the rebound was so poor. The keeper actually pushed the ball out. You had the opportunity to actually rebound the ball and get it into the net. Yes. You couldn't do that, and a lot of other opportunities were also missed in that game. We saw Lionel Messi also try to hit the net, but it didn't go in. Yes, like you just mentioned, Lionel Messi. There was a time that he hit the side of the net, and everyone shouted "goal." I don't really think that the people that came to watch that game are really football fans. They don't really. They just came to just see Lionel Messi for the first time in their lives, and probably maybe that's why the stadium looked actually fully packed. We had 60,000 plus people came to watch that game. Yeah, and for me, the game, it was in Inter Miami's stadium. We saw the likes of David Beckham back in his team. We saw the FIFA president actually sad when Lionel Messi couldn't score a free kick. And so you can actually say that game. Let's just see how the whole tournament will turn out for them. We also saw the game between Porto and Porto versus Palmaris in that same group. That game also ending goalless. Like they opened the way for Inter Miami to qualify. So for me, I think for that group is actually left to the final day to decide the winner, and it might also probably lead to goal difference, being making a team actually qualify or not qualify in that group. I just hope Porto sees that chance to actually qualify, and we see Al Ahly of Africa, of Egypt in Africa, actually see a slot in that group. Yes, like we were saying, we've just been mentioning goalless teams. It took us time to get that particular first team to have a win in this new format um of the uh, of the FIFA Club World Cup. Yeah, and uh, it was a goal galore. It was the game between the first it had two records. That's the first goal in this new format, and also the first win rather, the first goal, and also the highest win in any club World Cup, both the past and the present. We saw the game between Bayern Munich of Germany versus Auckland City. That game ended 10 goals to 0. What do you think? Yeah, for me, 10-0 is a lot. I saw that game as a one-sided game. Um, the other team didn't even try to even score goals. We saw Bayern Munich dominating. We saw the legend Thomas Muller scoring at his age, yes, scoring two goals. We saw three braces from that game. Yes, Olise scoring a brace. Thomas Muller scoring a brace. Jamal Musiala scoring a hat trick, and Coman scoring two goals as well. So Bayern Munich is a team that actually scored goals, but it was unfortunate for Harry Kane to not put his name on that sheet. It was even subbed off. Let's just see what will happen games to come. Yeah, the tournament is still long for them because we obviously know that they are going to come out of this group and probably make it to the finals. They are one of the teams that I can tip off to go to the finals. Yeah. So another game, another serious game is the champions of Europe, the Champions League winners. They took on Atletico Madrid. That's Atletico Madrid of Spain, being a defensive team as they are, and PSG defeated Atletico with their defense 4 goals to 0. Atletico even had a red card. What do you think? Yeah, for me, PSG has distinguished themselves um, being the best, being the best in the world right now. When with the best players as well. With the best players, we saw Vitinha actually perform spectacular, getting a goal, and also being the man of the match, superior man of the match. So that's what they call it in the Club World Cup. So PSG, great players, scoring 4 goals without their best player on the pitch. That's Osman Dembele, and actually getting 4 goals into the net. It was an emphatic victory. We saw Antoine Griezmann not scoring a goal in 18 games, and in a group chat, I saw someone actually say that if it was another team, they would have been struggling and they would have been shouting that the coach should be sacked. That why would this player not score a goal in 17 games? But it's Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid actually needs Antoine Griezmann, and I know his goal is definitely going to come in this tournament because Antoine Griezmann does not really play any tournament without scoring a goal. Yes, this was their most difficult game, and they played it. So then you talked about MVP, that's the man of the match. What do you think? We saw Olise win it, very deserving. Very deserving. We saw Vitinha win it for PSG.
Very
Very, very, very
deserving,
much
yes.
deserving. But what do you think about the way Inter Miami's goalkeeper was given the man of the match just because he saved the penalty? What do you think about that particular man of the match presentation? Yeah, for me, the particular man of the match, just happy they weren't biased by giving Lionel Messi because some people would have said, "Oh, give Lionel Messi was the best on the pitch and all," but yeah, based on not being biased, but also I think the player of the match was actually given too early. Yes.
Because we saw the Al Ali
Goalkeeper
goalkeeper actually make
El Shaarawy.
El Shaarawy actually make a lot of saves, and he's also a legend. He was a keeper in the last World Cup, so you know that someone that is a legend would actually be very good in between the sticks. So I think he deserved it more than the
Yes, because
the Inter Miami
he
goalie.
actually made a super save right immediately after they gave the Inter
Yes.
Miami
He
goalkeeper
gave a double,
the
a triple save,
save.
not just even a double.
Yeah.
He got the ball, got it again,
Yes, to get that game to end 0-0.
goalless.
Yes, so the next game we'll be talking about is um that's the last game that have been played so far. That's Botafogo versus Seattle Sounders. That game ended 2-1. I didn't really find that game interesting. I didn't really put so much attention because it's not really part of the big name teams. What do you think about that particular game?
Yeah, this is what we said at the beginning of this conversation of the Club World Cup. That some teams would not actually get people's like people to actually get watch that game. I just saw that game as being a game that was one of the games being played in this Club World Cup. Two goals. Yes, that's a very good one for that team and for the group. And yes, so we're just looking at other fixtures that will be coming up, like the fixture between Chelsea, fixture between
Yes.
Madrid, Real Madrid, and yeah, we're looking forward to a lot of special games
Yeah.
coming up in this
Yeah.
tournament.
I was about to give some games that we can actually look out for.
Yeah.
That's Real Madrid versus Alala. I think that game is going to be one game that we need to really look out for, and it's going to be played on the same day with on the same day that Manchester City are going to be playing their first game as well against Wydad AC. Wydad AC.
Let me just say something about the Real Madrid Al Hilal game. People were saying PSG versus Atletico Madrid was is actually the biggest game of the tournament. But seeing that game, Al Ahly and Real Madrid,
Yes.
Al Hilal versus Real Madrid, it's actually the biggest game of the tournament because giving the chance of the champions from the Saudi Pro League, the
Yeah, one
previous
of the
champ,
big
one of the
teams.
big teams in Saudi Pro League, and Real Madrid. We know one of the finest and biggest exports of Europe are playing for Saudi Pro League. That's Al Hilal, and we have the best players in the world playing for Real Madrid. So that nobody will want to actually lose to anybody. So I'm looking forward to that game. I'm looking forward to Mbappe scoring. I'm looking forward to Trent Alexander-Arnold actually proving himself as a Real Madrid player, playing his first game in as a Real Madrid player.
Yes. So other games to look out for: Chelsea versus LAFC, Boca Juniors versus Benfica, Flamingos versus ES Tunis, Fluminense versus Borussia Dortmund, River Plate versus Urawa Reds, Ulsan versus Mamelodi Sundowns. I'm really looking forward to seeing Mamelodi Sundowns play. We know how they've been dominating the South African League, and seeing them coming to this particular competition.
That brings me to a conversation where which I also made mention at the beginning, where a sport journalist was actually talking about some African teams not going to score
A goal.
a goal, even a goal in this tournament. Al Ali has actually proved that. Let's just see what Mamelodi Sundowns
Can do.
we can do
And
in that
also
tournament.
Wydad AC.
Yeah, yeah. Let's see what they can do in this tournament.
Yeah, but for me, I'm rooting for the African teams because definitely we're Africans. No, there's no Nigerian team over there, but I'm going to be rooting for Mamelodi Sundowns.
Yeah,
Although,
let's just see if next 4 years we see the likes of Remo Stars
yes,
actually playing
definitely
in this tournament, because it will be a lovely conversation where you are talking about the Remo Stars actually being in
it
such
will.
conversation.
Yeah, it will even bring the interest. Maybe probably the next Club World Cup, we might even go there live to even report some games. If a
Yes,
Nigerian team
team is
is
actually there.
actually there, we are going to like we should just see the likes of Bremen Stars, Ikorodu City, Rivers United,
Um,
Rangers,
Eimba as well.
Eyimba as well. So we should just see those the likes of all those teams do us proud in the
Because
continent
the
and get fame
MPFL for us is actually the biggest. We call it the biggest league
in the
in the
world.
world. So we would love our own Nigerian exports to actually be live. We're seeing some of our players um, play for other teams in this tournament, but we would love to see a team from Nigeria actually being represented at that level at the Club World Cup.
Yes, so the first round of this particular group stage is going to end on the 19th of June, and that's the same day that the second round is going to be starting. That's the game between Palmaris versus Al Hilal, and the next game going to be Inter Miami versus Porto. What do you think about Inter Miami versus Porto second game? What do you think? Who do you think is going to take that win? Because anybody that wins that game can actually book their spots into the semi-final, into the round of 16.
Obviously, Porto is going to edge that game.
With
Um,
but we have them playing against the likes of Lionel Messi, Luis Suarez,
Suarez, Sadio,
Sergio
those
Busquets.
men are old. We have a Porto in an European side, actually the best in Portugal. We have the best players in Portugal also playing. We have the best keeper, the keeper with the Nations League, actually keeping for them in the for Porto. That's Diogo Costa.
Yeah, he didn't
He
play
didn't
in the
play in the
first
first
game.
game, so but definitely the game between Inter Miami, it's a very big game. I think they were actually resting him for that game. Let's just see what's going to happen on the 19th, and
Yeah,
let's see what we're going to be expecting in
I
that game.
I think yeah, you were saying that's
Yeah,
what we're expecting.
let's see what we're expecting, and let's see if, because there is one word in football right now. Let's see what Porto is going to be cooking for Inter Miami on that day.
Yes, cooking. That's really going to be a game to watch. And Palmaris versus Al Ahly. I would like to see that as well. The African side. I just want them to score a goal and not make the notion which has been trending that no African team is going to score a goal. That if they even score a goal, they should renew the coach's contract. When
For me, the players played very very well, but I just saw that those goals not coming. The players were not converting their chances because they were having a lot of
Yeah,
chances,
we
and
we also heard that the guy that missed the penalty, this is the fourth in
fourth
a row,
penalty, like,
and
and
he
you are
was
still giving
giving
him
him
to
to
play
play the
penalties.
penalty. Like,
So that's one lap that African teams need to
to
work on.
correct it.
If a player is not
No,
the
yeah, he's
best,
not confident in
don't
doing
put
that.
him to actually play a penalty for you in a competitive game. It's simple like simple arithmetics, a
Yes,
b or simple ABC, to understand
not
that
just
you don't play your player that is not the most confident to actually play
not just
penalties.
in a competitive game, in a game that has Lionel Messi that can punish you in that game. It was just by whiskers that they didn't concede, and the they had a very good goalkeeper, and we know they've been trying. So
Yeah.
I think
So
that's it.
they've been trying, yes, yes. So Africa to the world. Let's see what Africa can do in this tournament, and we'll be expecting the best from Africa teams in this tournament.
Yeah, I think that's a wrap for today.
Don't forget you can bet on 1xBet using our promo code SPORT in and out, SPRTINANDOUT
OUT
sport in
Sporting
and out. You
announced
can bet on any of the Club World Cup teams.
things.
And
Yes,
yes, so Chelsea is going to be playing. You can bet on Chelsea, sure
bet
bets,
on Real
bet
Madrid
on Real Madrid to actually get the win. And yes, PSG is the official partner of
one X bet.
1xBet. So you can also bet on 1xBet and get the best, the best, the best. Thank you guys for watching today's episode. Don't forget that ad we just did is
And above
18 plus
18,
18 plus
yes,
ad. Please, if you are not 18, don't
please
bet
don't
and
bet.
bet responsibly. Thank you guys for watching today's episode. Please like,
Like,
share,
share,
and
and
subscribe.
subscribe.